Infinity QX80. I had a customer who was complaining about the battery was dead. This vehicle hadn't been driven in a couple months. It's a 2017. He just replaced the battery here end of last year. It's now May of 24. So put in a new battery, and battery was completely dead. And it's not even 6 months old. Absolutely no voltage in the battery whatsoever. And they have these Infinities, Nissans, Pathfinders, Titans, all of them have these smart charging systems where when you're on the throttle, it seems the battery management system or charging management system seems to stop charging the battery in order to save fuel, which is just a ridiculous setup. And there is something in this box here. I want to call it the IBDM or something like that in here. And excuse me, the battery wouldn't get charged, and it would just slowly drain the vehicle of power. These rigs have got tons of demanding accessories, AC, all the electronics, everything else that goes with it, and so the battery would just get drained, and people were having to replace batteries every year. Well, it gets kind of expensive, not to mention tow bills and the inconvenience of it. So what I did here was I just disconnected the smart charging sensor, which is this thing right here on the negative side of the battery, and just covered it in tape. And so the customer can reconnect it, or somebody else can reconnect it at some point down the road if they want to. And so now the battery gets a consistent 14 volts of juice to keep the battery maintained. So at first we were thinking maybe it was the starter, which is another thing that these things are legendary for. The starter is up underneath this cover here, underneath the intake. But no, that's not the problem. This rig's only got 88,000 miles on it. So but the car seems to be running fine now, and no problems. I left it sitting here idle for a while. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Foot on the brake. There we go. Now down here, you'll notice that this the voltmeter here, when it was the maintainer was connected, the gauge would be down below 12 almost all the time, especially when I was accelerating. If I was going down a grade, then it would start charging. Well, I mean, that doesn't work. That's not going to charge the battery. You need a consistent charge on these things. So disconnecting that smart charge feature is what fixed it in this case. I have another rig, a Jeep, and it has the same kind of nonsense. These greenie tree huggers have gotten their way into engineering and created quite a lot of chaos with repair bills and everything else. When these rigs get older, you're paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars an hour for minimums just to chase down these gremlins. Tow bills, inconvenience, rental cars, and the whole bit. Just disconnect those smart charging cables and you should be alright. Hope this helps.